Pastpaper booklet. Alright, now as always, now here, do yourself a favor at the page number here, page number. Alright, 嗱加咗幾多版先？如果唔係你唔知去到邊㗎。Now without further ado, let's get started. Now this time we follow the flow. Alright, starting from page 3, we look at the questions one by one. Shouldn't be too difficult for this topic. Alright, now here, the first one, CE 會考啦。2011 question 23. It asks, which of the following is a feature of general partnership? Alright, now general, no need to take out this word. Basically, partnership right now only general partnership. Now because in the old days, in the very old days, there is also limited partnership. Alright, as I mentioned again and again, there was limited partnership, but it is no longer required in the syllabus. So do not be bothered with it. Alright, now 唔好理佢啦，唔鬼理佢啦，因為 out 咗 C 啦。Now here, partnership. Let's see which one is correct. Now, some partners can enjoy limited liability. Again, we all know no limited liability. Alright, no limited liability. Only limited company in our syllabus. Only limited company. So this one is not correct. The business will be dissolved on the death of any one partner. This is exactly the answer. Now, to translate that into our own language, we call it lex, lasting continuity. Alright? 冇連貫性啊。Alright, now here, third one, all partners shares equally. 唔講啦，廢話嚟講10萬次啦。Now, last one, shares can be transferred. 唔使睇啦。Remember, shares, no. Shares also only for limited company, alright? Only limited company, not for partnership. So no shares, alright? Now, next question. Mr. Lee, a sole proprietor. Now here, sole proprietor. Into a general partnership. Now, we are talking about sole proprietor in the partnership. As a result, I think this one we actually look at for the last video. But anyway, their liabilities will be confined. No, we know. They won't be confined. Basically, this is saying limited liabilities. But we know both sole proprietor and general partnership, they face unlimited liability. Alright? Unlimited liability. Alright? So, A is not correct. Now, 呢個唔講啦，廢話嘅。Equally, no obligation to shares equally. Alright, now C, each of them has to be responsible for the business partner's decision. Yes, this is the answer. Again, we remember translating into the words we understand. We call it collective responsibility. 係咪啊 ？Collective 啊，記住 ，each and every one of them are responsible for each other's action. So one of them owes money as a partnership, then the others will also be under obligation to return the money. Alright? Now, D,唔講啦 shares, no. So you see, right? These two questions, again, HKEAA, still but boring, almost the same, okay? Now, third one, let's keep moving. Now, the third question, if a listed company, now here, listed, public limited company, change into private, alright? Change into private. I think this one we also look at, alright? Now, let's see. It can avoid being controlled by government. Government, irrelevant, alright? Irrelevant. Now, so this is not correct. Second, scale of production. As in last video, I also mentioned, scale has nothing to do with the forms of business ownership. Remember, different forms. The only concern, basically, legal entity is the most fundamental concern, not about scale. Alright, so B is also incorrect. C, it can reduce the risk of being taken over. Yes. The reason is simple. Like I mentioned, I think in last video I mentioned, the reason is simple because now the transfer of ownership is no longer freely. They can no longer do it freely. Needs consent of other owners. 係咪要其他人同意先得啦？而家 so no longer so easy to take over them. Alright, now it will lose the status. 唔係啦 both of them have separate legal entity. Alright, so next one. Which one of the following statement about a private limited company? Please, this time, private limited company, not public limited company. Alright, now A, the shares issued by the company are traded on the stock market. Remember, stock market only listed company. 上市公司先得嘅 other companies cannot do that. Even public company cannot do that. Only listed company, a very special kind of public limited company. Alright, so this one not correct. Now second one, the transfer of ownership needs to consent. This is the answer, right? Remember, needs to consent. That's the meaning of private limited company, right? Now, next one. It has to disclose to the public. Yes, it has to disclose, but not to the public. Alright, it has to disclose, not to the public, but only to owners, shareholders. Alright, 淨係要俾啲老闆睇啫。Now, next one. Subject to a lower profit tax. No, same. Alright, same. Public and private limited company all face the same as of today. Alright, as of today, 16.5% as of today. Let's say November of 2018. Alright, so this is not correct. Next question. 今次我哋快少少啦。After the 2008 stock market crash, some listed companies in Hong Kong proposed privatizing their companies. Now, privatizing means from a listed to a private limited company. Alright, 即係意思啦，由上市變做私人啦。Now, if listed company into private, basically the same as the last two questions. Alright, so let's see. The company is not a legal entity anymore. 唔講啦，白痴嘅。Size, well, I just mentioned, nothing to do with size. Alright, the company can enjoy, I just mentioned. Remember, profit tax rate should be the same. Alright, so answer is D, risk of being taken over. Now, this one refer to the question here, 2011. Refer to this explanation. 係咪啊 ？Again, stupid, boring. 係咪啊？講嚟講三幅皮啊。Alright, now let's move on. Next page. Next page here. The first question is as 交通銀行啦。Quoted is share on Hong Kong stock market. Alright. A result of this was that the bank become a legal entity. 關唔關事啊 ？No. Alright. We say it can issue shares. That means it is a listed company. 唔會因為佢 issue share 先至變成 legal entity 㗎。As a listed company, they already have legal entity. Alright, they already. So A is not correct. Here, the bank can raise capital more easily in Hong Kong. Yes, I think so, right? Because they are to the public, alright? To the general public, alright? Owners of bank can enjoy limited liability. Now, remember, why owners can enjoy limited liability? Not because they list the shares, but because of separate legal entity. Alright? The reason is separate legal entity, not because of shares. So, not correct. Ownership and management can be separated. Also, not because of shares, alright? Not because of the shares being on the stock market, alright? 逢親係有 shares 嘅，同埋 manager 分開咗嘅，就係啦。Not because of stock market, not because of stock market here. Not because of stock market, alright? Now, sorry, my voice is a little bit broken, so put up with me, alright? Now, next question. Which of the following about a public limited company? 嗱，記住啦，今次啦 ，public not private, alright? Public limited company. Now, the company can be a The company can be a shareholder of a listed company. Now, what it is saying here? The company can be a shareholder of a listed company. Who can be a shareholder? 邊啲人可以 be a shareholder 啊？A unit, as long as it is a unit, then it can be a shareholder. Now, think about it. Public listed company, they have separate legal entity, alright? So, a company is the same as a person in society. That is why they can also be a shareholder of a listed company. So A is actually the answer. Alright. Now, the shares issued by the company are traded on a stock exchange. Now, 呢個音死你啦. Looks correct, right? But remember, public listed limited company is not exactly the same as listed company. I should say, listed company is a subcategory of a public limited company, but not all public limited company are listed. So B, this is a very tricky answer. This is a very important question. Alright, now C, 嗱唔使解啦 right? Maximum of 50, this should be private limited company, not public. It earns greater return, no relationship. We don't know whether they earn more or earn less. Actually, uncertain, alright? Uncertain about it. 好啦，唔多解啦。Next one， 哇咁多08年嘅 all questions from the year I took the CE. Alright, now here. Now, you see this table immediately. You remember the thing you need to do. You need to identify them. Now, 3 and 12. So, no sole proprietor. No sole proprietor. Now, here. B, not sole proprietor. Not a legal entity. If you have been paying attention, you should know this is a partnership, right? Firm A, legal entity, but need consent of the others. Need consent. That means it's a private limited company. Oh, I think this one we actually talk about as well. So, based on here, we see which one is correct. All owners of Firm A are legally bound. Firm B is not. Alright, it's just the opposite. We know partnership, they face collective responsibility, right? So it should be Firm B, not Firm A. Alright, just the opposite. Wrong. Now, Firm A has to disclose to public. We know this is not correct. Alright, private limited only to owners. Alright, only to owners. So this is not correct. Now C, Firm A, subject to a higher profit tax rate than Firm B. Yes, this is correct. Remember, private limited company, higher tax rate than partnership. Alright, higher tax rate. Now, finally, Firm A has high risk of being taken over. Now, this is not correct, remember, because both of them private, alright, cannot issue shares to the public. So, not easy. And both of them need consent. That is why D, not correct, alright, consent. Easy, alright, easy. So, let's move on to the next question. Here, 2007, which of the following is a possible reason for turning a partnership? Now, partner into private limited company. Let's see. The owners will make more profit. Again, remember, whenever we talk about profit, we don't know about that. We are uncertain, alright? Uncertain about profit. So, this one not correct. Now, next one. The owner will enjoy limited liability. Yes, exactly. Remember, limited company means limited liability. Partnership, unlimited. Now, it will ensure the financial privacy of the firm. Remember, both are only private, only show to owner, alright? Only owners. Show 俾 owner 睇得㗎啦, no need for others. So, this one is not correct. Ownership of firm can be transferred without consent. 唔解啦，廢話嚟嘅. So, next page. Let's end it quickly, alright? Here. Page 5. Alan and his partner, DSC this time, turned partnership. You see, partnership into private. 係咪啊? Still but boring. After the change, the firm will have more capital for development. This one, trying to trick you. More capital. Alright? First of all, we never know if we have more capital. This will never be correct, alright? This will never be correct. Second, even if it says more sources of capital, 多啲資源，多啲來源，資金嘅來源 alright? Still wrong, alright? Why? Because private cannot issue publicly. So, no matter how to interpret whether it's more money or more sources of money, both are incorrect, alright? Have a lower average production cost. How do I know? Alright? Uncertain. 我鬼知佢 production cost 會高咗定低咗咩 ？Alright? Enjoys a lower profit tax rate. Just the opposite, alright? Now, D, have a separate legal entity. Yes. 記住 private limited company, separate legal entity. Yes. Alright, now next question. The government launched the silver bond. 嗱，唔知你知唔知咩嚟啦？之前咧咪話同通脹掛鈎啊 ？Alright, this one silver bonds 同通脹掛鈎啊 ？Alright, inflation. Alright, related to inflation. Alright, for Hong Kong resident age 嗱，之前通脹掛咩嚟嘅咧？呢個咁嘅 silver bond. This silver bond, remember we say bonds. The return are fixed, except for silver bond. It is floating rate. Let's see how it works. Minimum 2%. Alright, 2%. But when the inflation rate is bigger than 2%, actually the return will become bigger than 2%. So higher the inflation, higher the rate of return. Alright. Higher the rate of return, it will become. Alright? Here, bondholders may sell their shares at original price before maturity. Let's see which one is correct. Now, this one is a little bit difficult. 難過我哋之前嗰啲少少啦 a little bit more difficult than our standard ones. Alright? Now, the risk of holding silver bond is lower than that of the shares of a listed company. Well, actually, any bonds, in general, bonds, the risk must be lower than shares, alright? For two reasons. One, alright, they have higher priority to claim. 夠唔夠啊？唔夠，寫清楚係 during liquidation, alright? Second reason, obligation to pay, alright? Obligation to pay. 一定收到錢㗎嘛，係咪 ？Obligation to pay, obligation to pay. Now, you should remember that. So this one is correct. One is correct. Now, the return of silver bond would increase during inflation, while the rate of shares of a listed company would not. Well, actually, this one, the first one, rate of return would increase during inflation. Alright, during inflation. This is correct. Alright. But the later part, now let's see. This time EAA not so clear. 我鬼知個 return 會唔會 change 啊 ？How do I know? So let's put a question mark here first. 嗱，考試技巧啦。We know the answer must be A or D, right? Must be A or D. So here lies the answer lies with 3. We see whether 3 is correct, and then we know 2 correct or not. Alright. Now, the interest received by silver bond holders is higher than the dividend received. Again, how do I know which one is higher? How do I know? We are uncertain. So we know actually 2 and 3, both of them may not be correct. I'm not saying wrong, but may not be correct because both are uncertain. Alright? Both are uncertain. So the answer here should be A. Alright? Should be A, the answer. Alright, so you see, 係咪啊 DSE after 2016, actually the questions gets harder and harder, more creative. That is why later on, if I'm lucky enough to teach you Form 5 and Form 6, we will focus on doing papers after 2016. Alright, so let's move on. Next one. Oh, sorry. Next one, a firm has independent legal entity, alright, which means this is a public limited company. Sorry, a limited company. 講咩口殘啊？對唔住啊 ，limited company. But owners cannot transfer without consent. Cannot transfer without consent. That means this is a private limited company 啦，係咪？私人有限公司啦。Alright, when the owners want to expand their firm's business, they can use the retained earning. Of course, they can always use this. Issue shares. Yes, they can issue shares, but not to the public, alright? Not to the public, because this is a private limited company. So, not to the public. This is not correct. Now, 3. Borrow from friends. They can always do that. So, answer 1 and 3, alright? This one we look at in previous video. Now, this one. Which of the following statement about partnership and sole proprietorship is correct? Let's see which one is correct. Now, partnership has better continuity. No, actually, both lacks lasting continuity. 係咪啊？兩個啊都冇 continuity 嘅。Anyone leaving the company or any owner died, alright, the company will cease to exist. 會停㗎啦。Alright, so A is not correct. Partnership has less flexibility. Yes, this one. Yesterday, in my video, I just mentioned in another video, less flexibility. Why? Because when the number of owner increases, that means more consent is needed. More consent needed. So, flexibility would decrease. 係咪乜都要問準人？咁咪變咗冇咁大彈性咯。So B is correct. C. Partnership has more capital. 你錯啲咩啊 ？Not more capital. The correct way to put it should be more sources of capital. 多啲來源啊，資金嘅來源啊。Because more people, so more sources, not more capital. Alright, now D. Partnership enjoys more economies of scale. Now this one. Let's skip it. Alright, we haven't tackled that. Let's skip it. Now, next page. Page 6. Alright, page 6. Here, if a partnership is turned into a private now, you see, 係咪開始又 still but boring 啦 Partnership into a private limited company. We have looked at it. This is the third time or fourth time, I don't remember. Now, the company will become an independent legal entity. Of course, this is correct, alright? We all remember private limited company, independent legal entity. Yes, this is correct. Now, 2. The company will be at a higher risk of being taken over. This is not correct, 係咪啊？我哋記得啦。Because, again, the reason, need consent to transfer, alright? They need consent to transfer ownership. That's why they are actually not at a greater risk. Now, the company will pay higher profit tax. Yes, remember, alright? Private limited company, higher tax rate. So this is correct. The number of owner will increase. How do I know? Alright, how do I know? Actually, uncertain. 我點知你轉咗會唔會多咗人入嚟，少咗人走？少咗人入嚟會唔會走緊啲人㗎？ How do I know? So no. The answer A, 1 and 3. Alright, now several more MC, and then we look at long question and short questions. Alright, now here, firm A. You see, number of owner 2 and 10. So immediately, no sole proprietor. Alright, no sole proprietor. Now, next one. Here, firm B will be dissolved when one goes bankrupt, which means no continuity. So, not sole proprietor, but no continuity. We know this is a partnership. 其實下一個你都估到嘅，基本上係咪出嚟三幅被啊？要 totally know. Here, continues to exist, but need consent. 其實都估到啦。Private, you should have guessed it, right? 好悶啊，係咪啊 ？Very boring. Private limited company. Now, according to above table, let's see. Firm A, high greater risk of being taken over. 唔解啦，解咗10次啦。This is a 100th time I've explained that, so let's skip it. Alright, Firm A is a legal entity, while Firm B is not. Yes, this is the answer. 解10萬次啦，唔講啦。Both firms are subject to the profit tax rate. 喂，真係出嚟三幅被，係咪開始悶啦 ？Alright, now Firm A requires to disclose. Yes, requires to disclose, but not to the public. Alright, only to owners. Alright, 嗱講10萬次啦已經。 悶死啦開始。So also not correct. Alright, let's move on. You see, 係咪啊 ？This topic it gets boring now because you know 真係 really 考嚟考去三幅被 all the questions the same format, even the same question 問嚟問去同一樣嘢添啦，係咪？嗱 which one of the following statement about ordinary shares of a limited company? Now, no need to shares, just shares, alright, of a limited company is correct, alright. Here, they are creditor. No, remember, creditor 邊啲人啊 ？Bondholders. Bondholders are creditor. Remember, shareholders are owners, alright, not creditors. So A is not correct. They have voting rights. Yes, actually, yes, they have voting rights. Alright, they have voting rights. But be careful, alright? Be careful. They have voting rights, not in the board of director. Now, this one a little bit out of syllabus, but why not talk about that, alright? Now, board of director. 知唔知咩叫 board of director 啊 ？These guys, if you study BAFS, they are directors assigned by the owners, alright? 係啲 shareholders 請佢哋嚟做嘢㗎 alright? So, board of directors meetings, only directors are present, alright? Directors, the CEO, alright? Usually, no owners will be there. No shareholders will be there. In fact, 佢想講咩？其實 this one, they want to say, to test whether you know, in a limited company, ownership and management, are they the same? Usually not the same, alright? Usually not the same, alright? So actually, B is not correct, alright? A little bit tricky, 係咪啊? So, when do they have voting right? Should be in the AGM, alright? Annual general meeting, alright? Now, C, receive dividend at a rate that is not fixed. Yes, actually, this is the answer, not fixed, alright? Now here, the receive dividend at a higher rate than preference shareholders. Actually, this one, we don't know, uncertain, and don't concern yourself with preference shares, alright? So, this one incorrect, 得唔得啊? Here, next one. Which of the following methods? Now, again, just a little reminder. When you study this question, I think option B, alright? Option B should be the focus. Alright? Not board of director, but AGM, alright? Alright, here, next one. 又係我考會考嗰年啦。Again, Mr. Chan's CE. Here, 嗱呢度時候就係考呢年啦。嗱 which of the following method of raising capital will dilute the controlling power? 唔使估啦，咩意思啊 ？Alright, issuing shares 咯 ，issuing shares 咯 to the public 咯，係咪啊？唔使問啦 ，issuing ordinary shares, alright? So others don't be concerned with it, alright? 咩估都估到啦，唔使睇答案啦。So next page. Here, three more MCs, and we move on to the short questions and long questions. Now, from the viewpoint of existing shareholders, 係咪佢問緊啊？現存嗰啲 existing shareholders, which of the following is an advantage of issuing bonds over ordinary shareholders? 嗱，其實唔睇答案都估到係咪？ Even without looking at the answer, you should know is that the controlling power will not be diluted. 係咪？其實唔睇答案你都估到啦，係咪啊？ Because remember, bonds, they have no voting rights, not ownership, alright? The power control over will not be diluted. Answer, alright? So let's see. Interest paid to debenture is lower. How do I know? Uncertain, alright? Uncertain. How do I know? No. C, need not to pay interest. Remember, they need to pay interest. They have an obligation, alright? Obliged obliged, obliged to do so. So not correct. Need not is not correct. Debenture holders have no right to sue the company. Alright. Now this one irrelevant. Alright, irrelevant. Irrelevant. 個個都有權告。Bondholders, shareholders, all of them have the right to sue the company. So this one not correct. Now, next one. Public listed limited company plans to issue new bonds. New bonds, issue bonds, right? For existing shareholders, which the following is, 哎呀，冇玩啦，啱啱先講完 right? Controlling power not diluted. 啱啱先講完 I just mentioned that, alright? Let's see whether now let's see if we have the answer. Yeah. 係咪啊？出嚟三幅皮嘅 account of a company need not to be disclosed to the public. No, it is a public limited company, so they need to, alright? So they need to alright? So they need to do so. They have priority to get back. No, remember, bondholders, they have better priority, higher priority than shareholders, alright? So this is also not correct. C, the interest paid to is lower. How do I know? Uncertain, alright? Next one. Final MC, and then we move on to the short question and long question. Now here, point of view of investors, we need to think from an investor, alright? Advantage of buying ordinary shares. Ordinary shares 我哋買 shares 有咩好處啊？ The return is higher. How do I know? Uncertain. So to make this correct, we need to change the wording. We should say it is the potential return is higher when the company is strong. When performance is strong, the potential return may be higher. Alright? To make it correct, you should add potential return. When performance is strong, alright, you need to add, alright? 要有 potential 同埋講明係公司表現好嘛。嗱 next one. The market price of ordinary share may increase. We just talked in last video we talked about actually both prices can change. Both prices can change, alright? It is a dividend and the interest that is fixed. Dividend not fixed, but interest fixed. Alright, now C. Shareholders at a lower risk than a debenture holders. It's just the opposite, alright? Remember, shares higher risk than bondholders. I've explained it again and again, so let's not repeat ourselves. Here, ordinary shareholders have voting rights. Now, you see, they say in AGM. So this is correct. Bondholders, no right. So yes, this is the answer. Okay? Alright, so let's move on to the short questions. Short questions, alright? Now, this one you have done it in your homework, so let's make it quick. Here, private limited company. Define limited liability. 呢個講10次啦. Let's do it again for one last time. Alright, it means the owner's liability is limited. 夠唔夠啊? We all know this is not enough. To the amount of investment, alright? 你要寫明啊, you need to specify. It is the amount of investment limited to the investment, alright? Owner's liability, alright? List two features. Can I skip it? Yes, skip it. Copy from textbook, alright? I skip it. Copy from textbook. Too clumsy, alright? Next one. The government, 2009, the government bought a quantity of shares in a Hong Kong exchange and clearing. To what type of business that the HKEX, 佢講明啦, shares of HKEX on the stock market. Whenever you see stock market, we know they belongs to what? It belongs to listed company, alright? Listed company. Or you can say public limited company, alright? 因為有 share 嘛，仲要係 public 嘅 stock market, you immediately know this is listed company or public limited company, alright? Now, list two features. Now, this one, copy from textbook, alright? I don't spend time on those. You can copy from textbook, alright? Here, this one, you see, they ask again here. Public limited company, limited liability, partnership has not. Here, limited liability. We all remember, right? It means owner's liability limited to the amount of investment. So let's skip it, alright? Oh, final page. We are so quick this time, right? Here, 2017 2017 this time, question, put a star here. This question, in fact, this time requires your understanding. 終於咁多年嚟第一次有一條問 you need to compare and contrast public 唔係 not public limited company. I'm talking about public enterprise versus private enterprise. Alright? 終於有一年So this one worth studying. Alright? Worth studying. Now here, MTR stock code. They tell you the stock code. So immediately you know it is a listed listed company. Alright? Now, list two differences between where? Oh, between private limited. Such as ownership. Wait. I think there may be some typo, right? There may be some typo. I don't quite understand what this question is asking. I think it is saying two differences between a listed company and a private limited company. I think, alright? I think it is asking bad English, alright? Bad English. So, basically asking public limited company and private limited company. So this one, copy from textbook, alright? Now, it is part B that we should spend time on. This is a very important part. Now, some politicians suggest that the government should buy back the shares of MTR so that the company will become wholly owned by the government. Alright? Wholly owned. Now, does that ring a bell? Yes. Basically, it means, now, I'm not saying it's 100% correct, but basically, it's suggesting that it should turn back into a public corporation, alright? Public corporation, alright? Basically, it means turning back into a public corporation, alright? Now here, discuss the suggestion by giving one argument for and one argument against. I think this is the first time you see such kind of questions, asking you to give stance, alright? And use creativity, 係咪？應該第一次見到呢類題目A little bit like LS, right? A little bit like your liberal study. A little bit, just a little bit, alright? Now, so let's try to brainstorm some points. If I were you, I would pause the video right here. Try to do it for 5 minutes and then come back to the video, alright? Now, assume you have paused the video. Now, let's think about some point. Now, here, point 4, alright? For it, for 贊成啦，贊成呢一個 suggestion 嘅 we agree that the government should buy back. Why? Alright? If they are wholly owned, then we can expect they will have better control over the fee 啊嘛，係咪？你知而家搭地鐵好貴噶嘛 ？You know, MTR quite expensive. If the government wholly owned the MTR, then they will have better control over the fee. Alright 係咪可以控制得好啲？So they may provide services at a lower price, right 係咪可以平啲咁搭地鐵咪會平啲咯 Alright, provide services at a lower price. Alright, now this is one example. So 我唔俾太多你啦 I don't want to spoil you guys. Alright, I want you to think about it. This is only one example. What about against? What about against? Remember, one of the bad things about a public enterprise is that they do not aim the main focus is not about profit, but the provision of essential services. Alright? So, again, since the main objective is not profit, 係咪啊？唔係 profit 啦。So, working efficiency, or you can say not efficiency, you can use another word, incentive would be lower, right? 係咪？咁做嘢咪慢咗咯？係咪？冇衝勁，冇效率啦。Alright? So these two are only, boys, listen again. These are only examples of answers. These are not exhaustive list. 唔係淨係得呢兩個 argument. As long as you give reasonable argument. As long as you give reasonable argument, alright, then it will be all good, alright? It will be all good. Give reasonable argument, then both are acceptable. 得唔得？ Alright, so this one I think is worth studying, alright? To remind yourself, in economics, sometimes you need to use creativity as well, alright? You need to use creativity as well. Now, next question. This one I'm pretty sure we have looked at. So here, tutorial center. The group can issue shares and bonds to the general public. Immediately, we know this is a listed company, alright? Now, from the viewpoint of the owners, explain one advantage and one disadvantage of issuing shares. So, advantage, okay? Advantage. We know there is no obligation to pay dividend, right? So, the company's financial control is better, 係咪啊？容易啲控制我哋嘅財務啦。Financial control better, but disadvantage, alright? Disadvantage. We know issuing shares may dilute controlling power of existing shareholders, since shares entails voting right, 係咪啊？因為佢哋有voting rights 啊嘛，所以有機會係 dilute 咗 controlling power 啦。Alright, so this is the answer. Now, let's go on. Let's move on. We're almost done. Now here, McDonald's is one of the major fast food chains. Alright, McDonald's is a private limited company in Hong Kong. Now you see, private limited company. State one advantage and one disadvantage of forming a private over a public listed company. Now this one, let's not waste time. Copy from textbook. Alright. Let's not waste time. Next one. Good baby. I'm pretty sure this one we look at as well. Now, you see, Hong Kong stock code. So, immediately we know this is a listed company. 上市公司咯. Or you can say public limited company. Alright. Now, explain one difference between partnership and this type. Now, here, transfer of ownership. Listed company. No need for consent. No need for consent of other owners, right? 唔使問其他 owners 㗎。But partnership need consent, right? 嗱，唔嘥時間啦。Legal status, listed company, they have separate legal entity, right? Partnership, no legal entity, right? 係咪啊？好容易啊呢個。You see, 4分，代代平安。Just like that, so easy. This topic is so easy to get marks, alright? Now, 2 more questions and we can call it a day, alright? Here, a large pharmaceutical, 嗱嗰啲叫咩啊？嗰啲叫製藥廠啊 company in Hong Kong issue shares to the public, alright? Public. So you know, this is a public limited company. Now, from the viewpoint of existing shareholders, one advantage, one disadvantage. 係黐線嘅。Exactly the same here. Refer to DSE 2016, alright? Now, final one. Mr. Chen considers investing the $6,000， 因為嗰年啊，點解6000蚊啊？因為嗰年要派錢啊 ，alright 6,000 either in shares or bonds issued by listed company. Explain 2 reasons why bonds. Now this time remember, it says why bonds could be better. Basically, it's asking why bond is better than shares. Alright， 即係講啦 ，bonds 嘅 advantage over shares 啊 ，right？Advantage over shares, alright? So, this time, let's see. 有咩 advantage 啊 ？Bonds. First advantage, alright? 嗱，記住啦 from the viewpoint of an investor, we think about return, we think about risk, and we think about control. Now, this time we know control. Bonds is not good for control. So, let's think about return. They have higher potential return when performance is weak. Alright? Now, you need to explain because the company is obliged to pay fixed interest. 係咪啊？無論如何啊，話知佢好定壞啦 ，weak or strong, you still obliged to pay fixed dividend, alright? Higher potential return, alright? Higher potential return 啊，所以嗱 B you can add 即係 weak 嘅時候啦 ，while shares may not yield dividend 可能冇股息派啦，係咪？ Now for risk, we know they have lower risk, alright? Lower risk because they have higher priority to claim during liquidation, alright? 係咪啊 ？liquidation 啊 ，so that is how you answer. You see, 4 marks. So easy to get, 係咪啊 ？So this topic now, this is the end of all the videos for Chapter 3. You see, as a conclusion, Chapter 3 is a very monotonous chapter. 一個好單調嘅一個 chapter 啊。All the questions almost the same, not much variation. So the only tips I can give you is that remember from our revision video, I've also talked about. You need to know the tables, the 3 tables by heart, alright? The first one, remember. The first table, alright? First table, the legal entity versus no legal entity table, alright? Which means partnership, sole proprietor, then private limited company, and public limited company, alright? The first table you need to know. Second, the investor table, comparing shares and bonds, alright? The third table, from a company perspective, also shares and bonds. Which one is better, which one is worse, under what situation? As long as you have these 3 tables memorized by heart, and of course, as I always said, your exam technique, your exam and answering technique. As long as you get all these 3 tables all together, plus a little bit of answering technique, I think this is going to be a very easy chapter, easy mark for getting. Alright, so let's end our video here. I will see you again for next video. Now, next video, we should be talking about Chapter 4 and Chapter 5. Alright, so this is the end of Chapter 3 video. Thank you for joining me. Alright, I see you again later. Good night to all of you.